everyone, and welcome to another Deltor 251 Speed Paint. So happy to have you back, and if you're new, thank you for checking me out. I have quite a few speed paints and game related videos that you can check out, and of course you can subscribe for more. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like. Let's get into today's topic, and since the focus of this speed paint and the art that was created from it was a game character, or two characters I should say, Link and Epona from the Legend of Zelda series, I thought that I would talk about my experience growing up playing video games. I love video games so much. I can pretty much do an all-nighter at least once a month, just binging on my favorite game. But I'm a bit old school. I haven't really caught up with the newer consoles and newer handhelds. I'm a GameCube, PS2, the original DS, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo, old-fashioned consoles that have been around for a long time and games that have been around for a long time. Now, my all-time favorite series of games would have to be Legend of Zelda. It has so much to offer on so many different timelines with the same lovable characters. It's epic. You really don't know what you're gonna face next. It has a little bit of everything. There's usually some humor, there's a dark undertone to the franchise. Legend of Zelda is just an all-around great storyline. Now, as an animal lover, my favorite character in the series would obviously be Epona. My favorite game would be Twilight Princess. I know it's an oldie, but it is a goodie. Because I had Wolf Link and I also had Epona to enjoy. So, I think gamer kids have had a bad rap for a long time. I know from where I grew up, I was expected to, have interest in the outdoorsy type things and not so much the video game interest that some kids have. Most kids where I grew up were more outdoorsy type kids, but I found video games to just be so appealing. You're just thrown into a world as some character, and they have a mission, and you have to complete that mission. My first Legend of Zelda game was Wind Waker for the GameCube. It actually came with my GameCube. I had not been introduced to the series before then, so when I done my first playthrough, I was awed. I was used to more laid-back games without the darker undertone that the Zelda series has in their games. So I was a little bit intrigued by the darker tone, and it's done really well. It's not always super creepy, it's just the world is not doing so great, usually. And, if you don't have a lot of kids in school or out in your community that like video games the way you do, you tend to be seen as a little off. What's the big deal, right? You're just sitting on the bed, moving around a controller. How could that possibly be interesting? But it's not until you indulge in these characters' lives that you really start to understand what gaming is really about. I found that I got a lot of bullying from other kids because of my love for video games, and I never let that bug me. To this day, I am 21 and I still love video games so much. I never let it get to me. But, I think that some people, maybe with a lower self-esteem, would find it harder to continue playing the games or being open about playing the games. Now, I did have a good friend when I was younger who really liked games too, and he really liked the same series that I liked, things like that. But we drifted apart and things as we got older, as much as I like these sorts of series, I also like the lighter tone games like Harvest Moon series, The Sims. I find as a gaming community, we either like or we hate. Like people who like Legend of Zelda love Legend of Zelda and live for it. People people who don't like it or don't get it, they just disregard it as a game or a franchise at all. I think we could work on that in the gaming community a lot, but we're still moving along as a community. There are lots of gaming communities that are still against female gamers, which in 2017 I can't believe it's still a problem that I'm not a boy. When I log into a server and denounce that I am a girl and I am therefore targeted, that's a problem in 2017. But that's a whole video in itself, isn't it? So we're just gonna put that aside. What I want to talk about in this video is how great games can be. Because there's an underlining, it's bad for you, it makes you lazy, you'll never want to work type misunderstanding around people who play video games. Everything in moderation. Too much of anything is no good for you. That goes for video games as well. And I am guilty of playing too much. I will be the first to admit that. But I still understand that when I have a job, I have to get up and go to work. Not fake sick and stay home and play video games all day. Which is what we're often tempted to do as people who absolutely love video games. The other side to this video that I wanted to talk about was that this is obviously fan art, and the last few speed paints that I done were not of my original characters, they are of fan art, and that some people think that if you draw fan art, you do it for the attention, because there's already a fan base for that type of material, and obviously you're not being original. I disagree. I full-heartedly disagree. And here's why. Everybody enjoys fan art. If you say you don't enjoy fan art, you're lying. I don't believe that anybody looks at a picture of fan art, whether it be here with Link and Epona, or of YouTubers, like the couple of Dan and Phil that I've recently completed. I don't believe anybody looks at those pictures and says, God, I absolutely hate the fact that this picture exists because it's fan art. No, nobody does that, okay? You might not appreciate the art style, you may not appreciate the context, but fan art, how can you hate fan art as a concept? It just doesn't make any sense to me, and if you are a person that claims to be against fan art, please feel free to express your opinion in the comments below so that we can understand each other. I mean, I want to hear how fan art could be so wrong that any artist that then creates fan art, their art is no good or their art cannot be enjoyed because they made fan art. Anybody who decides that an artist is making fan art just to be noticed is being pretty biased, I think, because It's art of a character that people know. So when I create fan art, and this is from personal experience, this is my opinion right now here on fan art. I create fan art to give back to communities that I have been a part of or I feel like they have supported me over the years. The first part of this video, I spoke about my attachment to the Legend of Zelda franchise and how much I enjoyed those games as a kid. And now you're watching me draw Legend of Zelda fan art. Does it not make sense for me to want to give back to communities that I feel appreciation towards? I think it makes perfect sense, and I think that is the reason that anybody that creates fan art, that's the reason they should do it. You have other reasons, that's cool, share them below. I want to know what you guys are thinking. But when it comes to me, I do it to give back. I do it so that other fans can appreciate the characters in some sort of other context than what they are meant to be, or what they've been in the past. So, we have the final piece here, turned out real cute, chibi Link and a chibi Epona. I'm really glad with how it turned out. Thank you guys for watching. I am so glad that you're here. Check out my other profiles and be sure to support my Patreon. It really helps me out. You get to decide what I draw, what I talk about in my videos. It's great. Finally, I've got this icon. You've seen it around a few of my profiles. It's made by Nyani. Great artist, great content creator. Check her out. See you guys next time.